Alright, so it appears that we are live. Slightly later than usual, but I just had a bit of an issue with getting the actual game to log in. But it looks like we're here. Today we're gonna be playing completely normal chess. Absolutely nothing wrong with this one. So let's just go ahead and go into it, shall we? Um it's just completely normal chess. Absolutely nothing special about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so Earthlink Day, it is called 5D chess with multiversal time travel. This by itself is probably something that's already very complex. This game by itself has a lot of complexities despite it looking just like normal chess. While it does start pretty much in the same way, well, it does pretty much start the same way as chess, it does have a lot of things to it. For now, we're pretty much just going to be starting it as if it was just regular chess. I will say this right now, I'm not very good at it. I'm probably going to make a lot of mistakes, but this game does have a lot of complexities to it. We're probably just going to be playing like 2 or 3 games, probably against the PC, kind of just as a way of showing the game a little bit. This is a game that I really do like. I might play this again in the future, maybe invite some friends. Who knows? Who knows? Actually, since we are white, will like to start in a different manner. I am not really that used to playing chess, if I'm being honest, and this game in particular has a lot of complexities that make regular openings kinda dangerous. I know that one of the most common openings in chess is usually starting, well, with the pawn on the king. However, in this game, that's actually incredibly risky. One of the things about that is that one of the most common ways of winning in this game is actually attacking pieces that are in the past. And the king is very, very vulnerable if this pawn gets taken. The king becomes so incredibly vulnerable during the entirety of the game that moving it is actually very, very bad. You can die incredibly quickly by doing a simple opening like that. I've played a couple games, and usually every time that I open like this, I end up losing. So I'm probably going to be trying something different. The one that I've been actually liking quite a lot is I've been liking to move the knights in this one in particular, just as a way of kind of getting a little bit of pressure without having to worry too much about stuff. This one's being threatened, but if he wants to trade, I'm okay with a trade. Let's see. Oh, this is an actual thing. No, it's a game. It is actually a game, and I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. He's threatening my knight, but honestly, if he wants to trade the knight, I am very okay with that. Um, what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to get a little bit of pressure myself. So, I think one of the things that I'm going to start doing, let's see. I kind of want to start threatening a little bit more with my knights. I'm probably going to be putting a bit of pressure first, but I kind of want to I kind of want to be able to get my queen out. Normally, moving this out is a really bad idea because it makes it so that the king becomes vulnerable. You can usually just send like a piece over here and then checkmate the king very early. I have my knight here, and my knight's already protecting a lot of space right here, so I'm not worried about that. What I'm going to be doing instead is I'm actually going to be moving this to open up not only my bishop, but also the queen. The multiversal aspects are already coming into play. Um, while you might not think that it changes a lot in regular chess, it does actually change a lot of strategies, and it makes it so that a lot of the knowledge that you have with regular chess doesn't actually fly that well. As you can see, this is actually very difficult to explain, but you can move through time and dimensions as if they were part of a board. The best way of putting it is thinking of every single movement that every piece has and putting it in two different tables basically. You have the regular dimension, which is just depth and width, and then you have what we have here, which is the multiverse dimension, and then you have the history dimension. So if you look at it, they kind of form something themselves. As you can see, he moved his knight instead of just putting it here, he moved it to another dimension. And because of that, essentially what he did is he moved one time back in time and two forward in a dimension. It is very difficult to explain. Um, but that's essentially what ended up happening here. That's why he made this area right here, and he has three knights here. It's kind of weird that he did that so early, um, but I guess that's a play. It is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. This does mean now that we have two dimensions that we have to keep track of. I don't like having to play that many dimensions this early on, but I guess it is something that we're gonna have to do. What I think I want to do in this dimension, I kind of want to start threatening that. So I'm actually going to be playing a little bit different. I'm going to be moving this right here. Wait, what? Huh. Interesting. I don't know why he did that. I am pretty confident that I can just take here and not worry about anything. Don't worry, Nancy. That's fine. I'm honestly not expecting a lot of people to join and watch me play 5D chess. I'm just glad that somebody was here. This is gonna be very, very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he did that. He might be trying. He might be trying to send a piece to attack my king, but I'm not worried about that really. I'm just gonna be doing what I was trying to do originally, which was to start putting a bit of pressure on the board, and I'm gonna do that by putting out my bishop. Bishops are really, really powerful in this game. They essentially bishops can move as if you were a regular bishop, but when they travel back in time, they actually move like a rook. So, for example, I have this bishop right here. If I want to go back in time, as you can see, these things are the places that I can go. And they're basically the same as if it were a rook. So it's kind of like this weird thing where you have bishops that also work as rooks. One of the most common strategies for winning the game is usually pushing this pawn right here away and then putting a bishop here. Because eventually this bishop will be able to attack the king in the past. That is like the most common strategy that you could use. And I actually kind of want to do this right here that I'm doing right now because I'm putting pressure on this bishop right here, and I'm already very much preparing for being able to push. Essentially, what I want to do is I want to trade this one right here. If he doesn't take it, I'm going to take his bishop as well as his rook. So this is forcing him in a really bad position. Because once I do this, my queen is going to be free to move. And I'm going to be able to just completely and utterly destroy this board. Hopefully, that's the idea. Who knows? Time travel might bring some shenanigans to it. Over here, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like I'm already in a really good position here. I kind of want to start forcing some of the pawns away. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to start setting up to get this rook free. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this right here. Alright, so he took. That is exactly what I wanted. We're going to be trading for that, and my queen is now completely free. I don't have to worry about anything. I could actually take this right here. That would put me at a very huge advantage. My knights have already done more than enough damage just with their presence alone, and that would actually be an up if I take this trade. That would actually not be that bad. While I am very developed here, this dimension is actually not as developed as I want it to be. Oh man, this is difficult. I think it's worth it. I'm gonna go for the trade. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that actually. Now that I take a look at that. Oh, yeah, that just freed up the queen, didn't it? That's fine. I guess we both have a dimension where the queen is free. I should probably try to focus on a way of mitigating the damage that her queen can do. All right. That was actually a really smart move, putting the rook over there. This is where the game starts becoming very, very difficult because I have to think in both dimensions. I can't just move normally. This could be an interesting play. I could actually move my knight to the other dimension and take his rook. A rook for a knight, would that be worth it? Do I need his rook for anything? Removing the rook would actually be pretty beneficial, but it wouldn't really help me that much, would it? I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to be putting a little bit of pressure over here, kind of just blocking these two locations right here, and setting up for a potential check in the future. I'm not really worried about the queen too much. If he wants to just rush over here, that's fine. The only position that he can go that would actually be kind of annoying would be here, which wouldn't actually do that much. So, yeah, I think I'm here. Does this mess people up when they return to regular chess? Yes, 100%. 100%, because there are some plays that are good in this game that are horrendous in regular chess. Let's see. I think I can do something pretty similar here. Um, I need to be able to put some pressure. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to be moving this here, and then I'm going to be taking the queen out so I can start threatening. That's going to be a two-move operation. Okay, so he's... What? What is this guy doing? I mean, yes, I'm going to lose the pawn, but a pawn for a rook, that is such a good trade. Yeah, okay, he's gonna move that, he's gonna take his horse out, but that doesn't do anything. I mean, I guess he's stopping me from moving the queen, but he's sacrificing pieces to do that. I do not think that's worth it. Alright, so what changed in this dimension? He moved the rook over to his direction. Yeah, probably a good idea. Um, okay. So here, I have to contend with this open queen, which at the moment is not really that big of a deal. I have a lot of pressure with pawns, so they the queen can't really move to that many spaces. If he moves right here, I can take with the knight. He can't push more than that either. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pin the queen. Kind of just figure out all the locations that it can go, and I think one of the biggest plays here is probably just to move the pawn right here. If he takes with his queen, I'm going to be actually winning that trade. I don't know what this guy is doing, my god. He's just like giving me free advantage. Is this... I put the bot in normal. The bots are usually not this dumb. Okay, so one thing that this actually did solve is that it made it so that I can't just devour the rook. At least in theory, but I'm still going to be able to devour the rook. Uh, let's see. My knights are just kind of in a really threatening position already. He can't really move that many places, so I'm not going to be pushing with those too much. What I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to start getting my rook out. And I'm going to do so in a very, very aggressive way, which is a way that I like in this game in particular. I think we're pretty much setting up for a very, very strong uh, time play in just a couple minutes. Yep, he didn't do it. I'm going to abuse time travel right now. Here's one of the things that you can do. As you can see, my rook is currently here, and there's another dimension that also has a rook, but the rook is an enemy rook. The way that the rook can move towards dimensions is that it can basically move one way in the past infinitely, or close to infinitely, or one way through dimensions the same way. So, for example, one of the things that I can do is that I can bring this rook to this reality and do so with check. That's actually checkmate, I'm pretty sure. Because he can't create another dimension. Or, well, he can create another dimension, but it won't be an active one. And at that point, I can just keep on threatening. So yeah, that pretty much forces him to make another dimension. As you can see, this dimension has a black arrow, which means that it is not active. The only dimensions that are active are these two right here. So this also means now that I can just devour everything in this dimension and just threaten like nobody's business. This now means that this guy does not have many options. I'm pretty sure that if I just get my bishop right here, I win the game automatically. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. He is forced to trade because he knows that, he is forced to do that play because he knows that if he doesn't, I automatically win the game. I am in such a commanding position. It's not even. It's not. It's not even a worry. My God. All right. So here, we're probably just gonna start eating everything. Really. Um, I kind of want to push my queen into the other dimension. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put her here, which will allow me to, on the next turn, move her into any of these. And I want her to go here, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so I'm pretty confident that if I do this, I will win within 2 turns. Yeah, this, this just seems absolutely ridiculous. I don't think there's anything that he can do. I'm just, this queen is just going to be moving through these pawns until it gets to a spot, at which point there will be no place where this king can go. Oh, I didn't see that. That's kind of annoying. Not super worrisome, but annoying. I am gonna play this a bit safely. I don't know what he could do with this knight, um, but I'm just gonna go ahead and play a little bit defense just in case there's something that I'm missing. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that this right here should be checkmate. I don't think there's anything that he could do to stop this. And I'm just gonna take, because why not? And it is. There we go. Not only am I attacking the king in the present, I am also attacking the king in the past. So even if he time travels, there is nothing that he can do to stop this from becoming a victory. And this is time travel. This is 5D chess with multiversal time travel. I think we're probably... Is there an online matching system where you can play with others? Yes, there is, actually. There is a local match system over here. I think we might do that at some point or another. I don't think I have enough knowledge of this game so far. I still take a long time to do games. This game has a lot of really interesting things. It's also very cheap. One of the things that I have done is that I did manage to finish pretty much all of the puzzles, just kind of give myself an idea of how the game works. There's a lot of tactics that are absolutely insane. I think these ones right here are some of the craziest things that you will see. In fact, let me show you them. So you can take a look at this, and this is meant to be a mate in one. You might be asking yourselves, how the hell do you do this? And well, it is actually very, very insane how you managed to do this one in particular. It's so insane that I don't even remember. But yeah, I do vaguely remember that it involved doing stuff like this, like making different dimensions so that you can threaten, the king in multiple planes, at the same time. I'm pretty sure that this doesn't do it. So let me think. How do we get a mate? How do I do this? This one's pretty hard. If I do this, I pretty much make a copy of the previous one, which means that this one is now active in multiple dimensions, but this is not threatening anything. Um, one of the things that we can do is that we can probably make it so that he loses because he cannot make any more moves. That might be the way that we win, actually. So he cannot move here because that will be a direct threat in the past. Nah, it wouldn't work. Let's just see what ends up happening here. So yeah, this doesn't complete it. I think what we have to do is we have to make it so that he doesn't have any places that he can go to. Kind of just like every place that you go is a check scenario. So if we do this, he cannot move in any direction because he will be in check. And one of the things that we can do is that we can copy this right here to make it so he can't time travel either. Let's see if this works. Nope, he could still time travel. Okay, never mind. Alright. Man, how does this puzzle work? How do we do this? This was pretty difficult. I don't even remember how I did it. I know that we have to abuse the timeline mechanic. Alright, so if we do this, what other options do we have? Hmm. Oh god. Oh, you know what? You know what? I just had a horrible idea. I think we can just force a game over by doing this. I'm pretty sure we can just force a game over by doing this. You might ask, why is that the case? Well, as you can see, this dimension is entirely empty. There is nothing that he can do. If we put this pawn right here, he will not be able to move anything in the dimension, which effectively means that there is a dead dimension. He can't finish his turn without making a move in the dimension. So that means that he loses because he cannot make a move. And if we do this, this is actually putting this one in check. So he has to take this. He cannot do a move like, oh, I'm just going to move to this dimension. This is, yep, there it is. That is a checkmate. Since he cannot complete his turn, he cannot make a legal move. This is game over, pretty much. Um, he is forced to have to move to this dimension, otherwise he loses the game. And because he's forced to do that, he can't respond to this check. That one's a tricky one. That was a really tricky puzzle. A lot of the puzzles here are very, very crazy. All right. Let's go over, and we'll just do another CPU game. We'll do regular, and I do actually kind of like playing black in this one. I'm gonna go ahead and respond with just my lovely, lovely chess opening that I really like. And what I'm gonna do, I wanna, I wanna threaten this knight. Let's see. What I want to do is I want to be able to take this. Oh, my bad. What I want to be able to do is I want to be able to take this pawn and kind of just like force stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my other knight here. He's going to do that. I'm going to threaten the queen. He's going to move the queen over in that direction. This is actually really, really good for us. I'm going to be moving this pawn right here, protecting my knight. And at the same time, I'm going to take my queen out. Do I take my queen out? Yeah, I think that's probably the play. Ooh, that was a really smart move. Yeah, that's gonna put a lot of pressure into me. I might I might be forced to respond here. Ooh, that's a pretty bad one. Let's see. He's threatening my knight right here. If he takes with his knight, I can take back with this, which is not the end of the world, but that would free the queen. So what I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna move my queen right here, kind of just pin both of the queens. Yeah, this is a very risky move, but I think this is one that gives me the advantage. So yeah, he'll do that. I'll do this. And now he can't take the pawn because my queen's protecting. This kind of just pins both of our queens, which is not great. Um, I need to be able to break this stalemate somehow. And I think the way that I'm going to be doing that is probably through my bishop. His bishop is not as effective as mine because of the way that the pawns are set up. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to force the queen to either retreat or die. I am completely okay with trading my bishop for a queen, so we'll see what ends up happening. Okay, so the queen has retreated. This now means that my pawn is free to push. So now I'm going to be threatening pretty much anything that comes in. This is a trade that I'm going to be winning. It could end up being a really bad trade if he does something like push with the queen, but still, I would be the winner. So regardless of what happens here, I am the winner of this trade war. Wait, do I just win? I think I might just win, actually. Yeah, that's game over. I'm pretty sure. Okay, nope, he still had an option. Um, I am. Am I really not threatening the queen? Oh, I see. I see. There's still not enough time for me to do that. If I had waited one turn, that would have been checkmate. That's kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. I still kind of want to make checkmate, and I feel like I can do so if I just play a bit passively. Oh man, I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm essentially going to be losing my queen, but I can still win with my bishop. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, we'll do that. There we go, we made it. So, kind of to explain a little bit of what happened there, because that was kind of just like a really crazy trade. Um, Essentially, we were in this position right here. We were in this position right here, which was one of the few ways that he was pretty much going to win. As you can see, our queen was actually attacking the king in the past. It was going all the way to attack the king in the past, so he had to respond by taking with his queen. That was pretty much the only way that he could respond to that one. That's why I moved my pawn up, so that I would be able to take back with my own pawn and not just lose my queen for nothing. And because my bishop was already in a good position, I was able to sacrifice my queen for the victory of the cause. Essentially, this ended up happening so that my bishop right here, one of the things that you have to remember is that whenever you have a bishop and it goes back into the past, it basically acts the same way as a rook. So essentially, as you can see, all of this is pretty much just empty from all the places in the past. This means that there is nothing to stop the bishop. There are no there are no alternate dimensions either, and he can't make alternate dimensions, otherwise he's still in a really bad position. If he had made an alternate dimension earlier in the game, he could have stopped this, but he didn't. So we win. This is one of the reasons why I tell you guys that moving the pawn that's in front of the king is a death sentence. If you move that pawn, it opens up so much time travel shenanigans that it becomes very, very easy to die pretty much out of nowhere. We're probably gonna be playing one more game. We might do a couple puzzles. We'll see. We'll see. This is just a really fun game all around. I think if I do this game again, uh, I'm probably gonna be challenging a friend. That could be fun. I think. Oh man, he's doing the opening that I like. Uh, how do I counter my own opening? That's a good question. One of the reasons why I like this opening so much is I kind of like opening this one more, but one of the reasons why I like opening this one so much is because in this game, oh no, that I there we go. In this particular game, time travel can be very, very crazy. There's a lot of things that you can do with it, and opening up this particular way not only does the same thing that it does in regular chess, where you're pretty much threatening two of the two of the pawns almost immediately, while at the same time giving you pressure. It adds a lot of stuff in this. So I don't think a counter move like that is going to be that effective. I am still going to be opening with my horseman, but not in that way. What I think I'm going to do is I'm probably going to try to trade away for his horse. Oh man, that's going to be complicated now. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Alright, so I'm now pinning um, these two. I'm gonna make this move right here, and I should be the one that wins this war. Yes? Let's see. He takes here, I take here. No. Okay, so I lose this war. How do I make it so that I win this war? You know, pawn push actually looks pretty strong here. Alright, so that was pretty much what I wanted. Now I have a free opening for my horse, and I can begin threatening stuff. You know, I'm actually going to take this trade. It's going to be kind of sucky for rook. Yeah, that's what I was a bit worried, but I'm not super worried about it, in all honesty. What can he do? He can't really do much with his own rook. Meanwhile, I can just start destroying everything. Well, not quite. I'm actually in a really bad position, my god. I thought I was in a better position than I actually am. You don't have any idea what's going on. That's fine. We're pretty much just playing regular chess. Nothing to worry about. Alright, you know what? I'm going to force a queen trade. I need to start removing... He's not taking the queen trade. I need to start removing his advantage because I feel like he has a stronger position than me. So I kind of want to start assassinating some of the pieces that are giving him that advantage. Oh man, do I really want to take the queen trade? I feel so bad. I mean, right now, this is pretty much regular chess. It's just, I can do things like go in the past and... Oh, you know what? That could actually be a play. What if we go back into the past and assassinate the queen of another country? No, that's a bad play. That's a really bad play. I think... that still feels horrible. I don't like this at all. Whatever. Okay, now he's threatening. Now we have to go for the queen trade. We're not in a good position. Let's see. This rook is actually doing a lot more than it should. god. It's pretty much pinning my horse. My knight. Yeah, I'm in a really bad position. My god. Him moving that way is actually more beneficial to me, because one of the things that I can do now, I can probably force... Yeah. That's gonna suck. I now have an active check with my horse. So that means that if I can take advantage of this, this would end up being pretty good. You know, there's a couple ways that I can go about this. I still have a potential checkmate with this rook right here. One of the things I can do, this will be a two-pronged attack, pretty much. But if I move this one right here, and I put him back here, so that I can get into his position, I will be in a position to attack the king of the past. The only thing that's protecting him is this pawn. So if I can sacrifice it, that might not end up being that bad of an idea. Right here I have active check, but it's not really a good active check. It's not gaining me anything. It's just kind of like a way of forcing his hand, which could end up being beneficial for us. I think I need to start putting pressure with my bishop. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to force him to start giving me stuff. So we'll do that. Oh, you know what? This is actually free. Yeah, this is actually free. The reason for that is that if he moves the king to take it, that means that my horse will automatically put him in check. Hmm. Is this a good move? I mean, it is a move that favors me. I think I'll do it. Yeah. He couldn't, the reason why he couldn't take here is because my horse would be able to attack him in the past, as you can see. If my horse can actually attack that spot if I attack the past. So if he did that, he would be putting himself in check. That's why he couldn't attack. This means that I just completely demolished him with that move. I am so high on advantage right now. It's crazy. And I think I'm just going to keep on pressing it. He can't take with the pawn, because if he takes with the pawn, that opens up check. That's game. I didn't even use time travel for this one. Well, I mean, I guess I kind of did, because this is actually check. If time travel wasn't involved, he probably could have continued playing. Nonetheless, this is a crazy game. I absolutely adore this game. Alright, we've been playing in regular this entire time. I think for the last one, we're going to be putting it in strong. This is the first time that I'm going to be playing in strong. We'll see how actual strong this guy's going to end up being. Alright, we're going to start with this one. Oh, that's a really aggressive play. I like it. I don't think it gets him that much, because I can just keep on pressuring like this. I mean, yes, he's forcing my hand a lot, but I'm gaining positioning, and that's powerful positioning. Again, yes, you're forcing my hand a lot, but it's not really doing anything. It's not gaining you any valuable... Oh, that one was a good play. But not good enough. Oh, never mind, I'm just dumb. I did not see. I always forget about the bishops. I thought that I had a free pin right here, but nope, I just lost my piece for no reason. Hmm. Okay, the hard mode might actually be a bit too hard. Man, this guy's actually playing insanely good. I guess it's to be expected. Oh, that's game. That's game. I think I just lost. Oh, such a crazy time travel play. Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad. I have to take. And wait, what? Um. Okay, so he made like one of the craziest plays that I've seen, and then blundered immediately. Am I missing something? No, he just lost his queen for no reason. Okay, so the strong one. Never mind about him being too strong. Can I just do this? Actually, I'm just gonna do it with a queen. What the heck happened? So, essentially, he sent his queen back into the past to force to take this pawn, essentially forcing me to kind of like make a sacrifice. So what ended up happening is because he did that, he made a different timeline, a timeline where he has two queens. Essentially, because he was threatening my king right here, I had to take with the bishop, and I took with the bishop because that was the only thing that I could do. But yeah, that was actually a really horrendous play. I don't know why he did that now. Uh, I took with my bishop as a way of protecting, and he didn't want to take my bishop for free, so he moved. He didn't want me to take the queen for free, and he didn't want to take the bishop, so he moved the queen up a step. But oh, okay, so he took my knight. He took my knight with the queen, but that made it so that my pawn could take the queen back. So I lost a knight and a pawn in exchange for gaining two queens. Yeah, it's simple to understand, right? He just made a timeline where he had two queens. Oh god, this game is insane. I think we're in a really good position now. I think we killed both of the queens. He doesn't really have a way of gaining them back because he doesn't have timeline dominance anymore. That's probably an important thing to explain. I call it timeline dominance. I don't actually know what the correct term is, but essentially, in this game, you can make a number of timelines up to the number that your opponent has plus one. So essentially, whenever you make one timeline, if your opponent doesn't make another timeline, any other any other line that you make is not an active line, meaning that it doesn't matter if you move the game forward, yes or no. There's still benefits to making lines like that because you can take pieces out of those lines. You just can't move them forward in a meaningful manner. They don't matter for the game. Essentially, even if you destroy every single piece in the other board, if it doesn't become an active timeline, it doesn't have any meaning. You can still take pieces out of it, which is one of the beneficial things that you can do. But it's usually not worth the investment because it takes too much time. Quite literally, too much time. Um, yeah, I think we're just in a way too dominating position right now. I don't see how we're gonna lose this. Right here, one of the things we can do is we can attack with this knight right here. It's attacking the king, and it's also pinning this guy right here, which I'm 100% willing to sacrifice. And over in this location, we already have a lot of openings for just insane checkmates. Ah, interesting position. We can probably make this just a flat-out checkmate. When is your novel inspired by this game coming out? We could probably make one. It wouldn't even be that difficult, in all honesty. Let's see. I feel like a, I feel like that's a good enough trade. What other options can I do? Not that many, in all honesty. Yeah, this was the original idea. We're gonna stick with it. Huh. This is actually a very interesting position, because one of the things that I can do... This is actually threatening the king of the past, believe it or not. Because that's a way that you can do it. I am playing two timelines at the same time, yes. I can play more. I think the limit of timelines right now that I've made has been like, I want to say 7. That's like the highest that I've made it. 7 active timelines, all of them interacting with each other. I usually try to avoid making timelines unless it's absolutely necessary. Alright, so... no, it's just a bad play. Let's not do that. I think getting the trade is good enough. Because we still have our queen. That is an advantage that we can press that he can't. So he's going to be forced to take with his king, which will put him in a really vulnerable situation. I think I'm just going to win this one. I just have to go through the motions. Push all of my advantage points. Yep, as expected. He is going to go ahead and move with that. Now I can start... I'm actually going to do this. If I move here, do I just win the game in like 4 turns? I think I do. Wait, where'd that horse come from? Oh my god, I just blundered so hard. Oh no! Oh well, that ends up happening sometimes. Alright. I'm just gonna... Man, that was a pretty big blunder. My god. I can probably correct it if I go back in time. I just don't want to deal with another timeline. Uh, it might be worth it. I think it's worth it. Okay. You know what? We're gonna make a timeline where I wasn't dumb. There we go. Sure. Why not? Alright, now that we have that, we can probably just send this queen that we literally made out of thin air into other timelines. My god. This game is ridiculous. They just smoked Dendro before this game. Apparently. Dendro just got released. Alright. If we do this... No, that... Man, this horse is actually putting a lot of pressure on me. I think I broke the AI. Oh, man. I am playing incredibly poorly right now, my god. I am losing a lot of my advantage that I really should not be losing. This time I'm just is devoid of knights now. What even happened here? I blundered that hard? I need to find a way to win. And I think the way that I'm gonna do that is probably by making enough time. It's a pretty interesting game so far. I think if I send this queen over here, how far back can I threaten? Alright, so it's not enough. I need to threaten the other square. I'm gonna start preparing a timeline assassin, basically. And the way that I'm gonna do that is by moving it right here. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be sending this queen to attack the knight of the past, but I have to put her in position. So because of that, I need to keep on playing. The prime timeline is actually really weak right now. It is very, very weak. The AI is thinking super hard about everything right now. And I'm still just devouring everything. This pawn just ate like three things. My defense is looking pretty alright. I do kind of want to make this pawn active. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start forcing. Actually, let's send in some support from another dimension. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm not gonna blunder to the knights, which I've done a lot. Alright, there we go. And I will repeat myself, I keep on blundering to the knights. Uh you gotta remember all the knights in all of the dimensions. Yeah. Dimension 3 knight destroyed my my assassin. Knights are actually very deadly when we play them like this. Oh. Oh. Oh, I didn't even see this. Oh no, this is bad. Um, okay, so I just lost all of my queens. Oh no, this is really bad. This is hard. This is really hard. I don't think I have an advantage anywhere anymore. I think I've pretty much lost all my advantage. That Dendro. That Dendro was good. Oh no. Let's see. The only thing that I have going for me right now is that I have a lot of bishops, and bishops are really, really powerful in this game. So I can take some advantage out of them. I just need to kind of clear some of the pawns. This has pretty much become a battle of knights versus bishops. And I think he might win this one, if I'm not careful. My pawns are actually doing a lot of work as well. I think this is a dimension where I have the most advantage, so this is probably the one where I'm maybe trying to put the most pressure. This is also a dimension that's the least developed. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way that I can get some victory over here. I can probably castle right here and make the rook a more active threat. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then over here, I'm just going to be putting as much pressure as I can. I still have... I still have a way of putting him in check. I just gotta make sure that it's a checkmate. Because at this point, if the game keeps on going much longer, I think the knights are probably just gonna be taking over with dimension hopping. Over here, I think I'm gonna start... Nope, 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 don't do that, don't do that. That would be a really bad play. This is gonna be really weird, but I think it's a way that it's gonna work. I might I might have a couple ways of playing around this. Ah, two knights. That kind of prevents it. God, these knights are becoming an issue. I need a I need a way of dealing with them. This is actually not a bad play. Yeah, I kind of like this. This is actually checking. This is actually a check for people that don't know. I am checking the king of the past. So it means that he needs to take or he loses automatically. And I think he can take with this knight. Oh man. Can he take with this knight? Oh, this is where the knowledge of dimension hopping is gonna come in clutch. I don't think he can take with this one. If he can, then let it be. Alright. Oh, he can! Damn it. That was very unfortunate. God, there's so many knights in here. I am just losing all my pieces one by one. Hey, at least the pawn game is strong. I need to start killing all these knights. They're just way too threatening. God, I just can't move anywhere. They're protecting every single square. Am I really just gonna have to pawn my way into victory here? That might be the way of doing it. Okay. This is becoming very difficult very quickly. Now he's pinning me. might just have to send this to another dimension, in all honesty. The night game is too strong. If I send it here, he can just follow it. That's the problem. I think we just lost this bishop. Man, this is difficult. This is really difficult. We're pretty much arriving to the point where we just kind of have to play around. We just have to play around a lot of stuff, and his knights are just way too active. They're too mobile. I have to be careful about this. This is actually a check in one turn. Yeah, this could actually be checkmate if I don't play it carefully. I'm being threatened in pretty much every single dimension. This is bad. Oh, I lost! I can't take here because his knight will take back in. Oh no, that was so difficult. I mean, I guess it was the hardest spot. I guess it was the hardest spot. That was a cool game. That was a pretty cool game. I think with that one though, we're probably gonna be finishing this particular stream. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. I might try to do a multiplayer game sometime in the future. Unfortunately, I think I'm starting to get sick, which is not ideal. But yeah, we'll see if that ends up happening. I do know that we're gonna be getting Ball really, really soon. We might do a stream for that one tomorrow. We'll see if we can pull Ball. I had plans to make a video. I don't think I'm gonna end up making it anymore. I'll probably make something slightly different once Ball actually comes out. More than likely, I'm gonna be doing a explanation of defense reduction. Um, and I'm gonna be using Ball's C2 as an example. Yeah, for those of you that are wondering, the C2 right now currently represents a 22% damage increase. 21.7 technically, but rounding up. It's whatever. It's a good constellation. I don't think it's good enough to the point where you absolutely need it. It's just generally good. But yeah, with that out of the way, I do think that this is pretty much going to be the end of multiversal chess with 5D chess with multiversal time travel. You're gonna suggest it for someone that's terrible at chess? Yeah, go for it. This is actually the first time that I played chess properly, and of course, me being me, this is the one that we chose. Anywho, if you enjoyed, thank you very much for watching, and this is